So I had a good time with my mother today at the first Monday trade days or whatever they call it down there in Canton. And I have to say, if you don't live in Texas and you come straight to first Monday, I think you'll end up hating Texans. It's not the cream of the crop. My mom did not want to be on camera. I didn't video very much. There was a lot of people there and it was hot and blah, blah, blah. When I first picked up my mom, we drove down the alley and then I stopped and I said, "Mom, we're not going to Canton today." And she says, "What?" I said, "Yeah, we're not going to Canton." I thought she was going to cry. I felt a little bad about that. But I said, "Yeah, I'm taking you to the farm. There'll be other moms for you to play with there. It'll be fun. You'll enjoy it. Really." Yeah. Then she hit me. I think I have a bruise on my arm. And she also hit me every time I cursed in the car, which I told her, I said, "I cursed, you need to deal with it." And she hit me again. I'm gonna have like a bruise. So rude. I did really try hard not to curse so much today. It's hard. And Canton itself, it's a small town that I think only exists because of this first Monday. I'm sure all of their business that they do happens once a month because there was nothing else but the trade show stuff, whatever they call it, trade days. It's vast. And we get there, we park in one spot, and we go into these pavilions that they have, which weren't where all the antique kind of junk was. It was just tacky crap. It was new, tacky crap. And I was like, oh, we drove all this way for this. And I knew that there was, other things, that was not all. But you have to sort of sift through all the crap. We finally get to the good stuff, and I did buy a few things, which I'll show tomorrow. A couple of things I need to kind of fix up before I can show or do something with, so you can kind of see the point of me buying them. Because if you look at just the bag of few things that I bought, you're like, really? I think I spent about $45 on the stuff that I did buy. And that was the whole point of going to Canton, was going to get those old things that you can get in an antique shop, but by then they're marked up, $30 for a $5 thing you can get in Canton. And so I got little things. Not a ton of things, but I certainly got some things I hope that I can use. And I could see my mom was getting tired. It was warm, and she was starting to poop out. So we left, and I was getting a little kind of fed up with the crowds. And nobody walks there. Everybody rents scooters. Not everyone. I mean, it wasn't like, everyone was on a scooter. But there were a lot of scooters. I guess because it's so much area to cover, people just don't want to walk. Some people, you could see why they were in scooters. And some people, I saw one couple, they would alternate. One would be in the scooter, the other would walk, and then they would get up and trade. So, they were able to walk. They just chose to be in the scooter because I guess they just didn't want to walk that much. But there was an inordinate amount of scooters. It was very irritating, actually. And because there's so much area to cover, they had these big carts, not to rent, but to buy. For $30, you could buy these big carts, which a lot of people that were there were like veterans of going there because they had their carts and then they'd modify little baskets on the back for their beverages. So, I mean, these are hardcore people who, jacked up their carts. They had them all bedazzled and stuff. It's like, wow, really? Wow. To each his own, I suppose. I don't know when I'll go back. It starts actually Thursday of that, the first weekend, first Monday. So if I do go back, I will try to go on a Thursday when there's maybe even fewer people there. But yeah, Saturday, I think I would probably want to kill myself. I can't imagine even more scooters out there. Yeah, but the drive wasn't too bad. It took a little over an hour to get there, so it wasn't bad at all. Pretty easy drive. So it's doable. It's doable for, a little day trip. A good time was had by all.